Kim Kardashian's warning to Kanye West in a newly released phone call has taken the internet by storm. Not just because of what she said, but because of how chillingly accurate it sounds in light of everything that has unfolded since. This call, recorded back in 2018, but only now revealed in the explosive documentary In Whose Name, is giving fans, critics, and the world a raw, unfiltered look at one of the most pivotal moments in their turbulent marriage. And today, we're diving deep, unpacking every detail of the call, the history leading up to it, the fallout, and the shocking way it connects to where Kanye stands right now. The call begins with Kim Kardashian sounding broken, emotional, and overwhelmed. She confesses she hasn't slept, she's been crying all day, and she feels like she's living in a nightmare that won't end. The source of her anguish? Kanye's public actions and statements, particularly following his high-profile meeting with Donald Trump at the White House in 2018. For Kim, the backlash was unbearable, and she feared not just for her own image, but for her husband's career, reputation, and even his future stability. She tries to cut through Kanye's defenses, reminding him that he's burning bridges with people and companies who had helped him build everything he had. And then comes the line that's now echoing everywhere. You're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna have, nothing. It was more than a warning, it was almost like a prophecy. At that time, Kanye still had huge brand deals, support from major companies, and a strong place in the entertainment industry. But Kim could see it unraveling before it even happened. Kanye, as always, pushed back. He insisted he didn't care about the music industry or business relationships. He compared himself to a slave under Universal Music Group, describing the entire music business as a trap. He even lashed out at E!, the network that had propelled the Kardashian empire, calling it a slaveship. Kim, unwilling to let that rhetoric slide, snapped back, saying just because someone works hard doesn't mean they're a slave. And that's when she delivered the hard truth, that if he kept going down this road, he risked being left with nothing at all. Kanye erupted, refusing to accept that possibility, insisting that no one should ever put that thought into the universe. But looking back now, fans can't help but say Kim saw it coming. Because what followed was years of very public breakdowns in Kanye's professional and personal life. To fully understand the weight of this phone call, let's rewind. Kim and Kanye's relationship began in 2012, and for a while, they were Hollywood's ultimate power couple. They married in 2014 in a lavish Italian ceremony, shared 4 children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, and built an empire together. But by 2018, Kanye was becoming increasingly controversial. His public support for Trump, coupled with erratic interviews, sparked outrage. The infamous "slavery was a choice" comment had already damaged his reputation, and then came the White House appearance that seemed to confirm his willingness to shock the world regardless of consequence. Behind closed doors, though, the cracks were even deeper. Kanye had long been open about his bipolar disorder, and his battles with medication and self-control were playing out under the glare of cameras and social media. In the documentary, we see not just Kim's phone call, but also Kanye's confrontations with Kris Jenner, Kim's mother, where he accused her of emasculating him and failing to understand the struggles he faced as a husband and father under intense pressure. Kanye admitted to feeling emasculated in the Kardashian household, especially during periods when he was medicated, saying he didn't feel like himself. Kim, meanwhile, was desperately trying to hold the family together. She didn't just fear for Kanye's reputation, she feared for his well-being, their marriage, and their children's future. Her plea in that phone call wasn't just about money or fame. It was about stability, about keeping the foundations of their lives intact. But Kanye couldn't hear it. He was too consumed with his belief that he was being oppressed, misunderstood, and unfairly targeted by the very industries he once dominated. And then, of course, the future unfolded exactly as Kim warned. In 2021, Kim filed for divorce, ending nearly 7 years of marriage. In 2022, Kanye made headlines again for anti-Semitic remarks that caused an avalanche of consequences. Adidas dropped him, Balenciaga cut ties, his talent agency severed its relationship with him, and his net worth plummeted. By 2025, he found himself distanced from almost every major brand that had once stood by him. In hindsight, Kim's words feel eerily accurate. She warned him he could lose everything, and piece by piece, that's what happened. The public's reaction to this newly released call has been explosive. On social media, some people say Kim's warning proves she saw the writing on the wall long before anyone else. They call her prophetic, even protective, trying to save Kanye from his own self-destructive path. But others criticize her, accusing her of being condescending and unsupportive, saying her words sounded less like concern and more like judgment. But no matter which side you're on, there's no denying how raw and painful that phone call feels. Fans of Kanye argue that his brilliance has always come with controversy, that pushing boundaries is what made him a visionary, and that Kim never truly understood the scope of his genius. But Kim's supporters counter that what she saw wasn't genius spiraling out of control, it was a husband on the verge of destroying everything they had built, both personally and professionally. And beyond the celebrity drama, this conversation raises bigger questions about love, fame, mental health, and power. How do you love someone who is determined to burn bridges? How do you protect your children from the fallout of one parent's very public implosions? How do you separate genius from self-destruction? The documentary doesn't give easy answers, but it does give us a heartbreaking glimpse into the Kardashian-West marriage at its breaking point. Kim's fear, Kanye's resistance, and the looming sense that the empire they had built together was beginning to crumble. And here's the haunting part. Kanye has always prided himself on being a man of vision, someone who sees the future before others do. But in that phone call, it was Kim who saw it first. She saw the risks, the fallout, the possibility of losing everything. And even though he refused to believe it, we're now living in the aftermath of exactly what she warned about. This isn't just a leaked phone call. It's a piece of history, a frozen moment that tells us more about Kim and Kanye's marriage than years of public appearances ever did. It's a reminder that behind the designer clothes, the flashy events, and the headlines, there were two people in pain, struggling with fame, mental illness, and the impossible weight of the spotlight. The reactions will keep pouring in. The debates about who was right, who was wrong, and what this means for Kanye's future are only beginning. But one thing is certain. Kim Kardashian's warning is going to be remembered as one of the most chillingly accurate predictions in celebrity history.